Oh, all right. Hey, everyone. This is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. Hope everyone is doing well with everything else that's going on. I just realized before I started recording this video, I haven't asked how everyone else is doing. I've been complaining about how I'm not doing. I hope you all are doing better than I am. Still have no idea when I'm going to be able to be kind of back at 100% energy or at least ready to start read throughs again. Hopefully by December, maybe during Christmas, during that week, I'll try to catch up on all the series and stuff I'm behind on. But like I said before, keep an eye out here for updates. The minute I'm ready for something to come back, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, for once, I'm actually going to be current with the Kaiju chapters and not falling behind like I did last time. So without further ado, let us dive straight into Kaiju number 8, chapter 48. Chapter 48. Chapter 48 by Naoya Matsumoto. Why are you doing this to me, Viz? Translation by David Evelyn and lettering by Brandon Bovia. So we pick up where we left off last time with Narumi doing his kind of like his sonar X-ray vision. As we have the narration going, Japan's oldest numbers weapon, crafted from the retina of number one. And again, you see like the little cross-eye kaiju little thing inside of Narumi's pupil. And you have number 9 going, this isn't right. I thought I learned my way around that attack, but... And you see just a barrage of blasts coming his way, shooting off the legs and like the other appendages and chunks out of the ant he's on as he's trying to counter. He's like, I can't dodge it. Did he get faster? No, that isn't it. Is he attacking me before I even move? And you see as he's trying to dodge out of the way, one of the blasts takes out half of his face. And you have Isao going, the future sight kaiju, kaiju number 1. It visualizes the signals emitted from a life form's brain that initiate physical activity. This allows it to predict a life form's actions before its body even moves. The records show that it was quite a fearsome kaiju that unleashed inescapable attacks. And you see, I can see it. All of your signals are routing through a singular point. And that's your course. The Ruby just leaping up high above him with his gun sword. Number 9's going, no good. I can't study him in time. And you see squadron style, bayonet technique number 2, slash salvo. And you see as he bisects number 9 and the ant into three separate little pieces. As he comes to a little battle pose behind him. And he said number 9's been split down the middle as everyone's just watching in complete shock. And you have Kuchum as he just kind of does a swish, kind of like throwing the blood off his blade. And you have Captain Narumi! He's a Kaiju number 8. They've destroyed the Honju. It's like readings from the regenerated Yojo are starting to fade one by one. And you see on the ping board, a little radar board going lost, 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 lost. And you have Isao going, no, not... And you Before he can even finish, Kikoru says louder, no, not yet. There are still some Yoju left. We will now transition to extermination duties. And he's here just cocking the gun and getting ready to go as Isao's just reacting in surprise. And Scarred Baldy goes, your daughter has grown strong, hasn't she? And Isao comments, it happened with Narumi as well. The younger generation always surprises me. They so easily exceed my expectations. You see the background somewhere of the ant, Yoju that are being taken down with some gunshots from Gakoro and the rest of the squad. As, I don't know, so, because previous Baldy was not Scarred Baldy. Scarred Baldy is this one, who's going, I'm shocked. In spite of the fact that 2 identified kaiju emerged at the same time, only 2 spots in our defensive line were breached. The damage was unbelievably minimal. It's like, this is... And you see all Yoju have been neutralized. The Shinagawa neutralization operation. And you see Baldy continuing his thought of what Director General Shinomiya envisioned is complete. And you have his idea of the strongest division. And you see a little scale burst as Kafka gets out of his kaiju form. And you see him tiredly exchanging glances with Kikoru. As he goes stands next to her and gives her a little fist bump. And you see Isao just watching and smiling. And he goes, Narumi, Hibino, and you too, Kikoru. Well done. And you see Kokoro is just shocked by her father finally giving her some praise. And she looks at Kafka in surprise, and he just does a little smile and a little thumbs up towards her. And you have proceed and make securing the safety of residents your top priority. Ensure that the site is entirely safe. And I'm saluting and going, Roger. And then Narumi goes, something here isn't right. Thinks back to number 9 saying, I'm going to kill you and take that great kaiju power for myself. And he said, what that thing said to number 8. The killing part I get. But what about the other thing he said? What was that thing's goal? Was it really just to kill number 8? Or did it have another goal in mind? And you see a loud beep, 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 beep. You know, what's going on? A kaiju reading? So I'm currently looking into it. And you see, so I made it in time. They look back at number 9's corpse as he goes, too bad, kaiju number 8. I wasn't able to kill you. And Kafka's like, that lousy jerk, he won't stay dead. Gotta finish it off, quick. And he goes, but I'll be carrying out my other goal. I'm going to take a great kaiju power for myself. And you see his body just kind of starting to dissolve. Kafka's like, what are you talking about? Ah! And you see, I found them. A compatible user and kaiju number 2. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn. And you see right behind is this absolutely menacing panel of number 9 just kind of like forming up behind him, completely taking him by surprise as you have a to be continued. Oh. Ooh. Alright, that's a hell of a way to end the chapter. Alright, guess so quick thoughts and I guess theories, questions, speculations, things like that. So I'm always kind of a little bit wary and like leery whenever future sight powers are introduced in any kind of story because the potential for it to become super broken and to kind of overcomplicate things, introduce like plot holes, kind of like it amps up exponentially once you start introducing like super sight powers, plot lines, whatever. So I'm a little wary about the whole like, you know, Narumi having future sight visions, even though it is kind of like, you know, nerfed somewhat with the whole like, oh, it's just like, you know, it's able to sense like, you know, the what's like the brain signals, whatever, that's how it's able to yes, like it only sees like the brain signals and things, so you know that's how it's able to kind of predict the movements. Isn't super broken, but again, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, all right, how it's going to be interesting to see like the ways it complicates how you get around a power like that. I think the second question I brought up, especially now with regards to kind of the later half of this chapter and the other stuff, is the question of, I guess first, where do the kaiju come from, and are they kind of the dominant species? Are they like are they a sentient species, self-governing species wherever they come from? I guess is kind of the broader question. Because I think I have to go back and read it because I don't remember this being confirmed, but I'll have to go back and double check. But do any of the numbered? I don't think we've had confirmation that any of the numbered kaiju actually like work together or cooperate towards a common goal. So it'll be interesting to see what their objectives actually are, you know, how the kind of like what the group dynamics and things are once we kind of see more of them, kind of see them interacting a little bit. But the thing that what stuck out to me about this specifically is because I think this was like the Pacific Rim kind of influence coming, like thoughts and influence coming in, is me wondering if they are genetically engineered, you know, if the thing, if future sight being such a broken ability, if they were genetically engineered, then that brings the question of like, all right, why don't you just give all the kaiju the same kind of, you know, future sight powers, or why wouldn't, you know, the kaiju try to manifest or absorb or whatever, try to get the same kind of future sight powers? And I guess that's me thinking like 20 steps into the future for questions and stuff we might get the answers to later. So that's kind of the first little thing about that. Not really much else to say for about the rest. I like how Kikoru's already kind of like taking charge, like starting to already establish kind of her leadership qualities. Really enjoyed that little bit. I enjoyed the little camaraderie between her and Kafka. They go do the little fist bump, and he's just like happily giving her the thumbs up when Isao, kind of commends her actions uh, during the engagement and stuff like that. So I really like enjoyed all those aspects of it. Now the question I have about number nine, like this is another like a bunch of theories, speculations, things I have to toss. So the first one that came to mind, like just thought of as I was cycling through my thoughts for this, is the possibility that number nine might be a human that was made into a kaiju, like a human that experimented on himself and turned him into a kaiju. I don't know what the possibility of that is, like, or how probable that is, but it's just a random thought I had. I figured I kind of put it out there just for posterity. But the other question I have is because didn't they establish that Daikaiju are basically, great kaiju already? Like they're the standouts among the kaiju. So doesn't number nine having designation as a number, shouldn't that imply that he already is a great kaiju? Or is the implication from this, that there's like another level above even that they're striving for? But I guess we'll get the answers to that at a later point. But I think the interesting implications, I think, about this regarding the great kaiju power is that apparently, like, yeah, you need to, I think, like either the core or like the skin sample or tissue sample or something of another kaiju that has a great kaiju power. And it seems like you also need like a compatible human host to be able to like host the power or do like merge with it or do something. Which makes me think about, I have to go back and watch the video for when I said this because I remember mentioning that, the first kaiju that Kafka ran into at the very start of the series in chapter one, I said that it looked very humanoid and I was speculating, like, based on number nine's actions and everything. I was speculating and wondering, like, whether kaiju have been experimenting on humans to kind of like, evolve, transform into like a new state or something else. So they may be like able to blend into human society. So I wonder if that's also what happened to Kafka. Like, the Kafka, like the thing that Kafka ran at the beginning was a result of one of those experimentations that got loose, and that's how Kafka kind of got accidentally infected by it. But yeah, this chapter definitely brings up a lot of questions regarding kaiju physiology, kind of like their goals, ambitions, uh, more broadly, I guess their hierarchy, like how their leadership and everything works, if they do have one. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what answers we get to those in the coming chapters. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. Like this just brought up a lot of questions, not a lot of answers, but I'm looking forward to it. As soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to get around to Spy Family as well today. So look forward to that video dropping sometime soon as well. Like I mentioned at the start, I'm not sure when read-throughs are coming back, but I will let you all know with the channel update of some kind once I have a firmer, better idea of that closer to the date. With that all said, as always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If anyone could help me push me back over the 150 subscriber limit, that would be greatly appreciated. I'd really love to kind of clear that so I don't keep dipping below it every now and then. Yeah, so hope you all enjoyed this video. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.